Welcome to a ship tour of the Norwegian Sun. Norwegian Sun was built in 2001 and then refurbished in 2021. It has a 1,936 guest capacity and just over 900 staff members. Some of the upgrades include updated guest cabins and public spaces, 3 new venues including Los Lobos Cantina, a Mexican restaurant, Bliss Ultra Lounge, and Spinnakers Lounge. Starting with the very back of Deck 5 is one of 2 of the main dining rooms, the 7 Seas. As you go forward, you will come upon an Italian specialty restaurant called La Cucina. Just down the way is the other main dining room called the Four Seasons. While both dining rooms do have the same exact menu daily, the ambiance is a bit different. Guest services is at the front of Deck 5, along with restaurant reservations and the shore excursion desk. Just around the corner is the Atrium Cafe Bar, where you can order a Starbucks coffee, cocktail, or an a la carte snack. Something to note that while they do serve Starbucks coffee, it's not an actual Starbucks, like on many Ncl ships. Up on Deck 6, there is a lot going on. Starting aft is the Stardust Theater, which goes up to Deck 7. Next is a designated walking and jogging track. This is a nice feature since often these tracks are located in shared spaces on pool lounging decks. About Deck 6 midship is the photo center. This is where you can see and purchase any of your digital photos that were taken throughout the cruise. You can purchase accessories and even some camera or photography equipment. Midship on deck 6 is the Bliss Ultra Lounge. Now, the Bliss Ultra Lounge hosts several of the live events that they have throughout the day, like trivia or bingo, the Newlywed Game, that sort of thing that sometimes you might find in the atrium area. At night, the atmosphere changes to a nightclub sort of vibe. On deck 7, starting in the back of the ship, you have the second floor of the Stardust Theater, and as you walk forward, you will come upon the Sun Casino. In the middle of deck 7, you will find the Champagne Bar, which is extremely convenient, and I found it to be never overly busy. And at the very front of deck 7, you will find all of the kids' clubs, including Splash Academy and Entourage. Since there are only guest rooms on floors 8 to 10, we will head up to floor 11. Right outside of the glass elevators, you will find the Mandara Spa, where you can book just about any service that you need while you're on your cruise. And I'd also recommend checking the dailies daily because they run different specials every day of the week, and there's some pretty good deals. In the middle of deck 11, you will find the pools, hot tubs, and Topsiders Bar and Grill. Moderno Brazilian Steakhouse is a specialty restaurant, but during the day, it is also an option for buffet dining. They have a small breakfast selection and lunch with fantastic pizza, and it's not usually too crowded in here as the regular buffet usually can be. The sports bar is a great place to hang out. We spent a lot of time in there as the views are great. There's lots of windows. But one thing I want to note, if you're used to other NCL ships, this is not like the standard sports bar that you're used to called Oceans or the local, as you cannot get food here during the day. They only serve food after, I believe it's 5 p.m. and it's a very limited menu of what you would know from Oceans or the local. And one of my very favorite places on the Ncl Sun is the great outdoors. And something special about these older ships is spaces like these that you will not find on any of the newer mega ships. There's also a little buffet back there for snacks. They're open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner as well, with a little bit more limited offerings than the Garden Cafe buffet. On deck 12, you will find the remainder of your specialty restaurants, starting with Le Bistro, a fabulous French restaurant.
Cafe.
Spinnakers Lounge is at the very front of Deck 12, and this is one of the areas that they updated at the last dry dock. They did a fabulous job at it. Also, another nice feature is they put out a very small breakfast buffet, but just enough if you want to grab a coffee, a juice, and a pastry, and check out the scenery through all the observation windows. I saved two of my favorite spots on the Ncl Sun. The first is this hidden gem of a hot tub. It's right outside of the Spinnaker Lounge in the front of the ship. It was nice. I don't think a lot of people knew it was there, so it was often empty, and we had it to ourselves, which was very enjoyable. And the second location is our room that we got on the very front of the ship. It was suggested by our cruise consultant, and it was the same exact price as a standard balcony cabin that we were looking into on a different floor. We loved how large it was, the living area, the balcony was larger, and the views that we got while we were in Alaska were absolutely amazing. And so I do have to include one of my favorite videos that I recorded on our Alaska trip was the sunset out of our balcony.